Hey everyone, I'm Mr. Gami. I'm a variety Twitch streamer, and today I'm going to show you how to use and install FrankerFaceZ and its add-on pack, which integrates a better Twitch TV emote, game with badges, and subscriber emotes as well. So if you got any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. This tutorial is also in German, so if you're better with German, just feel free to watch that. It's in the section below the video, so feel free to watch that. If you like the video, give it a like or subscribe to my channel, and feel free to check out my Twitch stream. So first I'm going to show you how to install FrankerFaceZ and its add-on pack on Google Chrome and Mozilla Firefox, and after that I'll be showing you how to actually configure that thing with Google Chrome. Google Chrome has the easiest way to install it. I'll show you right away. It's really easy. You just gotta open Google Chrome, you go to the settings, then over to extensions. You want get more extensions. Down here you'll get a link to the Chrome Google Web Store, which you could just search as well, and then you go for FrankerFaceZ. It's that easy, and those two extensions are the ones that we need. FrankerFaceZ, the main extension, and the add-on pack for FrankerFaceZ by Lord Mouse. So we just get those two. That's that easy. Just 2 clicks in Chrome, and you have the newest version right away. Now we gotta wait for a few minutes to actually load this, so that all the settings can be loaded from the website and everything. First we go to twitch.tv and just check some channel so we can access the settings. So now we're on the channel for Bob Ross right here, and as you can see there's a few things that changed. There's those two over here, FrankerFaceZ and the FrankerFaceZ add-on pack, and down here that's the whole setting part and everything. So let's just click this. As you can see, this channel has no emoticons for FrankerFaceZ or Better Twitch TV. We can see my emoticons that would show all the emotes that are there, and you can set your favorites. We don't have any yet since we're not logged in. And there's the settings part. That's the important one that we actually need. We need to close this ad first. And as you can see, we have basic, advanced, and then backup and restore, where you can save all your settings that you did. And check that out. So first I'm going to show you how to install the whole thing in Firefox as well. That will take a couple more steps, but don't worry, it's actually as easy as the other installation. Now that Firefox is open, we gotta do some different steps than in Google Chrome, since Firefox has the FrankerFace app not in their add-on database. So we are going to go to FrankerFaceZ.com and FFZAP for the add-on pack .lordmouse with a 5.com as well, which are the two home pages that we need. And here you can just connect with Twitch or just download. You get the right one for the right browser right away. There's a download for other browsers as well. As you can see, there's Google Chrome, Pale Moon, a user script as well, which you can use with Tempermonkey or some other user script app for Opera, Microsoft Edge, and Safari. We're just downloading it for Microsoft Firefox right away. Just click this and install it. There we go. Next, the add-on pack, that's over here, made by Lord Mouse, and you just click on download. As you can see here, there's a download for Tempermonkey. That's recommended. That's a user script app, but you can also download it for Chrome and Firefox. With Tempermonkey, you can use it for Chrome, Firefox, Safari, Opera, Edge, and many others, which is integrated in Tempermonkey, right? So we are downloading it for Firefox right away. That's the same process as before. Install, and we're actually done. That's the whole installation on Firefox as well. And now we're going to configure the whole FrankerFaceZ in Chrome, since it's the same steps as in Firefox or any other browser. You only have this button down here for the whole basic and advanced settings. Also there's your emoticons and channel emoticons, stuff like that. First we have the basics. That's the thing that everyone should check out, which is very good to know. You can ban specific keywords that will be blurred out for you. It can be any word, it's only locally for you. But if there's a word that you don't want to see, or if there's a sentence that you don't want to see, you can put that in there and it will be filtered for you, so you won't be able to see it, to be safe from any harm that you don't like to have. Then there's enhanced moderation cards for moderators. We'll get to that in advance as well. And high contrast, which changes the contrast of the page. As you can see, it's no longer gray, but it's just plain white and black. You can highlight keywords other than just your name, but like if you're, I don't know, like me, Mr. Gami, you could also go for Gami or anything else that you like banana or cookie, right? That would highlight your keywords in chat and you won't miss any word that you'd like to highlight. Then you can go for the Minimalistic Ui. That changes everything down here. As you can see, now it's really minimalistic. There's only sent message and nothing else anymore. I don't really like that. You can pause the chat when you can pause the chat scrolling on mouse hover. So if you go over the chat with the mouse to read something and move the mouse, you gotta move the mouse, then the chat just stops, and if you move the mouse out, it goes back to normal. There's separated lines, which is pretty interesting. As you can see here, every line is now actually separated, that you can actually read it really good. In my opinion, that's one of the best features. Then there's unified emoticon menu. That's actually a thing that I say you should activate. Right now you have the normal emoticon menu over here and the FrankerFaceZ emoticon menu down there, which also has all the emotes that you can actually use. So I'm going for a unified emoticon menu. There's dark Twitch, and now everything is beautiful and dark, and not a hurt for the eyes anymore. And now let's go to advanced, since that's the basics. Here's also stream uptime, by the way. We'll go into detail on that one as well. But you can see there, this stream is up for 23 hours and 4 minutes right now. That's because we have the stream uptime. You can enable that with seconds or just the minutes, or you can disable it, or you can enable it for a channel only, and you can change that for every channel you like. Now let's go into the advanced settings, and you see there's a lot of stuff going on here. There's a lot of settings, appearance, metadata, appearance, the chat appearance, chat filtering, chat input, yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff. There's the add-on-pack, has its own card and everything. So let's start with the first one, appearance. There you can go for stuff like automatic theater mode, the channel bar on the bottom, this one. You can have that down here, as you can see. Let's enable that, and then it changes the channel bar to, oh wait, that was the wrong button. There we go. Now this changes the channel bar to the bottom. As you can see, it's now down here. That also disables the huge header up here as well, and everything's down here now with the subscribe button and so on, yada yada yada. You can put the title to the top if you feel like it. Then you have that up there, or you have it minimal as you like it. Doesn't really matter. You can disable it. Then it's down here again. But we don't want that right now. As you can see, there's a huge banner now again. You can disable that banner on its own as well. That's over here when channel bar is on bottom, or always, and now it's actually gone and there's no banner anymore. That's down here. There's the dark Twitch that we enabled already. There's the gray chat that is working with dark Twitch. You can enable that or disable it, so you get the purple bluish bars again, but I like it the gray style. Then you can go for the minimal channel bar again. It will be that one. It's a hover over now, but you know, there's also portray mode or right sidebar width. You can change all that kind of stuff. There's also server notifications for FrankerFaceZ notifications. Whatever you like. I leave that enabled if there's something happening. Then we go into channel metadata. There's a lot of stuff you can do. There's channel hosting stuff, channel views. Right, the views are down there. Then the channel hosting shows what channel this channel is hosting right now. If they're hosting someone, then you can go for the chat account, which is a different count than the view account, since that are only the people that are actually logged into IRC and not just not logged in watching like I am right now. I'm a watcher, but not a chatter. So there's also display on theater mode hover, stuff like that, event schedule, all those kind of things. Hide watch last broadcast, you can do that. Like when this channel would not be live, you'd see a huge banner up here that says watch the last broadcast. You can disable that as well. There's a host this channel button, which is pretty nice. That would be down here if I'd be logged in right now. You could just click that and your channel would actually automatically send a host command for this channel, which is also pretty nice. You get all the speedrun live race information if you're a speedrunner or if you watch speedruns. There's an integration for that. You can go for warnings with stream latency, which is pretty nice. I have that on 20 seconds. As you can see, my latency to Bob Ross right now is 23 seconds. I don't have to go into any settings or additional information stuff. It's all below the stream, it's all right there, and it's marked orange since I have the warning set to over 20 seconds. When I go to 10 seconds, you can see it's already going red since that is way higher. You can go have it monochrome as well, or just disable it as far as you like. Also, there's a stream uptime thing that we had that already. That's over here. You can enable, disable, or channel only, whatever you like. Then, if there's a link in the title, you can enable that to actually be a link, and you can click it. And Warp World is something for Mario Maker as well. If you're doing Mario Maker stuff, that's something for you. Next is the chat appearance, where you can change stuff like additional badges that show badges for bots, FrankerFaceZ donators, for better Twitch TV bots, for better Twitch TV stuff, for FrankerFaceZ stuff, for the AddOn-Pack stuff, and so forth and so forth, special users, all that kind of stuff. And then you can have an artificial chat delay that you can change for yourself. Over here, large spoiler removal, ready to show mods, stuff like that. Really slow mods, stuff like that. That's also just for yourself though. Like if you are a streamer, that's something for you to have a chat delay for yourself that you won't be able to see any spoilers or something. Or you have like slow mods or something like that that takes some time. Then you can change the badges styles. You can change bits animations in chat. Like don't forget, that's all in chat. If you have bits animations, that's enabled right now. If someone is putting in bits in the channel with all the different stuff that is moving in chat, you can disable that. You can have the April 1st design for bits, and you can do bits stacking, which is pretty nice if you want a clean small chat, no cluttering or anything. If someone's putting in like, I don't know, 100 bits as 1 bits, that's a huge amount of bits, like, or 20 bits, that will be put together into one bit emote thingy. And you can have the bits tag display, which is on top of chat. You can enable or disable that. Chat line backgrounds, you can have anything, have stuff like that. For lines in chat, make messages with highlighted words red. Stuff like that. Chat line separators, which is also a thing where you can put them farther away from each other for better reading experience. Chat message batching, where you can extremely fast chats can be batched together, stuff like that. Then you can have room tabs if you're in more than one channel. You can have those on top of that. Aliases, when someone has a Cyrillic or a Japanese name or something like that in kanji, and that's changed to English names, that's marked with italics. You can enable, disable that. You can display emojis that are the ones from the mobile phone and stuff like that. You can display or disable emoticons, like all emoticons, even kappa or something. You can just disable that over here if you just want plain text, but that's normally always enabled. Then you can display the pinned cheers, show all default or the recent or the top, or you can just disable that and show no pinned cheers. You can have these subscriber loyalty badges that Twitch partners have, which go for 3, 6, 12, and 24 months. You can just disable that to show only one subscriber badge or the different ones. Then you can change the emoji size. You can change the emoticon alignment, which is standard, padded, or baseline on the front of the message, on the bottom. You can fix the low quality Twitch global emotes like Dance Game. They are like shiny, more shiny basically, with that enabled. They do not change anything though. it's just for better experience in the dark Twitch. Then you can change the font family, the font size. You can hide badges that you don't want to be displayed, like the staff badge or whatever. You can just click them and then they're disabled. You can once again enable high contrast. There's legacy badges that you can enable for moderators only, for mod and turbo, or for all legacy badges. Now, like the old badges that were there. And you can make links clickable in chat. You can disable that as well, that they're not clickable. No, you have to copy them to just, you know, not click on a link out of sheer bad luck or something. You can have all the old style stuff, reduce chat line padding, stuff like that. With status indicators, which is that down here, which is pretty nice. You can see this channel has a delay of 2 seconds. It's in slow mode for that you can only write in every 4 seconds. And it's in follow only mode, so you gotta be following the channel to write something in chat. That's written down here. If you disable that, it's not shown anymore. Then over here, there's the scroll back length. That's normally on 150 lines, but you can change that to up to, I don't know, whatever you want. But your browser might get slower through that. That's a pretty interesting thing though. And you can sort the viewer list from A to Z and stuff like that. There's also timestamps before the chat messages. That's not enabled right now. We can enable that. Also, there's look down here. Also, there is like all the stuff with the timestamps. We can change the font size, the timestamp format, 12 hour, 24 hour, whatever you want. Then the timestamp seconds can be enabled. You can change the username colors. That's the normal color palette, or whatever you call it. You can change that however you like. All those. You just gotta try it out. You can go for color blindness mode. You can go for username colors in minimum contrast, username display, and parentheses, or stuff like that. You can just check that out. Next, we have the chat filtering, which is also a pretty interesting thing, where we have again the banned words, where you can just ban some stuff locally, and that's gone then forever, well, at least just for you. And you can auto hide potentially dangerous whispered links. We get to that in whispers as well. If someone you don't know is whispering you, their links will be safe first. Like you gotta click the link once to actually see the link, and then you gotta click the link once again to actually go to that site. So that's a second security layer, kind of, that you're not accidentally clicking the link. You can disable the another friend is also watching notices. You can get notifications for that as well. You can, there we go with the highlight keywords again, where you can not just highlight your own name, but like other words as well. You can get highlight notifications, so when a word that you have highlighted is in some channel, which you like if you have more than one chat room open, you see that in the on-focus tab as a notification. You can highlight other users. That's interesting for when, let's say, your mother is in the chat, like you're a streamer and your mother is regularly in your chat. You can go for highlight users, and you'll always see when your mother is typing something. You can have notifications to time out that will close after some time when they were notified. You can remove bot ban notices, and you can remove the deleted messages as well, where you don't see that deleted message anymore, but like nothing. You can remove messages with banned words that you again that you have banned up here. That those you can have completely gone, completely wiped out. Then you can show deleted messages, like when a bot is deleting something, you can still have them shown, but like crossed out, something like that. And you can disable the show hosted channel subscribing list. So when you are hosting someone like Bob Ross, let's say you're hosting Bob Ross, and Bob Ross gets a subscriber, that is normally shown in your channel, and you can disable that for yourself in chat. So next we have the channel input, the chat input, which is all the interesting stuff like history, up and down arrows, chat to select, like when we were writing stuff, you have a cache going on where you can go back all your messages and just post them again or stuff like that. Display emoji in my emotes, that's over here. In my emotes there's emoji as well. then display the global emotes, the normal Twitch emotes, right? Enter emoji by name, +1 becomes whatever, I can't see it actually. Replace the Twitch Emoticon menu, that's what we did earlier, that's this over here, right? When we disable that, there's the second menu again, we want that enabled. Reply to the last whisper with /r, that's another interesting thing where you can just answer to the last whisper in chat and not going to the whisper menu, stuff like that. Tab complete alternate input, I don't really like that. Where you can tab complete some words. Tab complete commands is interesting. Tab complete emoticons for all emoticons, channel and sub only or disabled. And then there's a thing that I would disable for myself, that's the tab complete emoticon case sensitive. That means when you want kappa and you put in kappa all lowercase letters in chat and try to tab complete that, he will, like, FrankerFaceZ will not find anything. You need to have the K big in capital letters, otherwise it would not work. If you disable that, it'll find it, no problem. Tab complete sub emotes without prefix, that's pretty nice. So as you can see here in the example, if you have someone with a Game Whisper something emote, which is Chris Battery for Chris the channel and Battery for the emote, you can just type in Battery and that will find Chris Battery as well. You can tab complete user aliases if you want to, and then there's tab complete usernames require @. So if you want to tab complete a user, you have to put an @ before that name, if that's enabled, to actually search for users and not emotes or something else. Or you can have tab complete usernames with @, which means that if you tab complete the username, it will add the @ for you. That's something that I have disabled as well. Next up is chat moderation. That's interesting for all streamers and also their mods. Definitely for the mods, where we get auto-mod inline actions, stuff like that, ban timeout reasons that you can change, clickable mentions. So you make mentions in chat starting with an @, open the user's moderation card when clicked, which is pretty nice. So then we have the command aliases, define custom commands for chat that are shortcuts for other commands or messages to send in chat, which is a thing for yourself. You can change that here. As you can see, you can enter your own commands as you'd like and have that going on for you, which is pretty cool. And that's all on the Twitch homepage. Then you got the custom inline moderation icons, display inline mod icons as well, display timeout ban notices if I'm a moderator. That's always a good thing, so you know what happened. Display message with mod card open. Highlight message with mod card open. That means that if you click on a user or on a message, it will get highlighted because you have the mod card open for that one. So you're actually knowing what you are trying to ban, not that you're making any mistakes there. Then there's log view integration, where you can have direct moderation cards, stuff like that. Additional buttons you can set up, right? You can do that all for yourself. Then you got the hotkeys, which are pretty nice. So if you open up the moderation card and basically press B, that will ban the user, T for time them out for 10 minutes, P for 1 second timeout, and U to unban them. That's pretty cool, so you can be super fast with moderating and don't have to click through the moderation card or anything. You can change those as well for custom buttons. Then there's also shortcuts like /T/B/U for timeout ban, unban, or P for purge, right? And you can show deleted links as well, so you know what happened there. So there's again pause chat scrolling, which is pretty cool on hover when control is held, control or hover, stuff like that. You can enable that, so if you're having a fast moving chat, you're not actually banning the wrong person. Okay, next one up, chat tooltips. That's not so big. You can have an emote preview, which gives you a higher DP's emoticon image that is just a bit bigger if you hold click an emote as an emoticon information page. There's an image preview, which is pretty nice, where where thumbnails from Imager and YouTube are shown in chat for you if you have that enabled. So if someone is posting a link, you actually see what's behind the link right away in chat, like as a little bigger box. That same thing is here for all domains, which I would definitely not recommend. That is super, super dangerous. There could be viruses or anything. If you download a thumbnail, right, you download something from that page already. And there's actually a warning as well. This may be used to leak your IP address to malicious users. That's also a big problem. Someone could just hack you when sending, when they know you are using this, and they just prepare their own server as a honeypot or something like that, putting in a link to that server, and FrankerFaceZ tries to grab that, your IP is gone. Then there's link information, which is pretty interesting. If you have a bit.ly or Google email or Google shortened URL, this will unshorten the URL and show you what it is, and show you the YouTube video info as well. Like if you click on, if you hover over the YouTube link, it'll show you that video has that many likes, that many dislikes, stuff like that. That's super interesting in my opinion. We have commerce, that's this bar down here. That's the commerce bar where you can purchase stuff. You can disable that or disable that when revenue, enable that when revenue is shared, or always enabled or never enabled, then it's just gone. When revenue is shared, then it's there again because they actually share something with the Bob Ross Foundation, as far as I know. But then there's also display competitor pricing that'll link to Steam and stuff like that, if it's a game and not like Smite in-game stuff. But that will show you different prices. So as you can see here, that would be the Twitch price, $24.99, and ETAD, that'd be the competitor price. There's zero price because there's no competitor. Next we have the dashboard. That's more for streamers. You can enable the channel feed, add a way to post to your channel feed directly from the dashboard. You can have click to expand widgets and swap column positions, stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Then we have the directory where you can enable channel logos in the Twitch directory. You can have the creative showcase, display this uploads. Enhanced following control, where you can see how long someone is following you or stuff like that. Then group hosts show only a given hosted channel once in the directory. So if you have your hosted channels down below the channels you follow, every streamer is just shown once. Even if like 20 of your friends are hosting the same person, that's only shown once in that list. So it's way better organized then. You can hide the box art, like the game box art, on the search page. You can have hosted channel menus. You can have show Twitch recommended videos. You can disable that. You can disable all that as well. Then we go to the add-on-pack, which is going here. You have everything basically enabled all the time except the override emoticons, which I really like the D double point. Over here, that's something I've always enabled. You can see better Twitch TV channel emoticons are loaded, the override emoticons are working, enable pro emoticons as well, which are a new thing. You can have GIF emoticons as static images or as animated images, or you can just disable them, then it's just text for you. I like them as animated because that's how they're supposed to be, so I'll keep it that way. Then there's the better Twitch TV global emotes and the and show those emoticons in the emote menu, like over here. As you can see, there's nothing here because we're not logged in. That's the biggest problem right now. So other than that, there's also GameWisp integration, which means you can enable sub badges, you can enable emoticons, you can enable global emoticons, you can enable the subscribe button to be shown, and you can enable you can override Twitch sub badges to have your that's something for yourself basically. So if you have a channel where you are a sub through Twitch and that sub does not look so good, and you're also a sub through GameWisp and that one looks amazing, you can just say, okay, I want to see the GameWisp one and not my normal Twitch one. Now I'm going to show you how a channel with the sub button stuff looks like. For that, I have to open my channel, and as you can see over here, there's like I'm hosting somewhere right now. There's the host button down there, and there's the game with subscribe button over here as well, which is pretty neat. You can also disable hosted channels as well if you feel like it. So that's all the stuff that you have here. There's actually a subscribe button. I will link you to the game with page. There's the host button. You can see all the stuff like 6 seconds delay, all the follows, all the views, the stream uptime, how many people are watching, all that kind of stuff you can check there. So yeah, that's that. And yeah, if you're, once again, I totally forgot something. Give me a second. Let me get to my channel again. As you should have seen, I'm not a Twitch partner or anything, but I have game with subscribers. So if I post something in here, test like that, you can see there's actually a sub badge down here that is actually displayed. There's also FrankerFaceZ supporter, and I'm the broadcast and stuff like that. You have bits, and there's channel emoticons. As you can see, there's a different mod icon as well. That's something you can change with FrankerFaceZ as well. And there's lots of emotes that you can add to your channel by someone, and then there's like the channel emotes for your channel. There's also channel emotes from Better Twitch TV shown down here if you have some, and you can get like your favorite emotes that you can add. And you can see all the emotes that are there for you right now, like the channels that you are subscribing to, and Twitch Prime and Twitch Turbo stuff, like this one over here, the global emotes. And you can, if you right click on them, if you, if you STRG click on them, you can favorite them, and then they're in the favorites as well. So that's my favorites basically, and you can just click on them, easy mode. And if you go in like Kappa, since that's available, it gives you all the Kappa emotes that you have, something else with Kappa, even though it's just lowercase letters. All that kind of stuff. Yeah. Then next we have the player, which is also an interesting thing, where you can adjust volume by scrolling up and down on the player, and then you can have the classic player with the bar down here, or the volume always expanded, the classic player. But if you, I can't show you that right now, but then it would be always expanded and not like hover. Then we have the sidebar, that's this one. You can disable friends, you can have all that stuff gone from the sidebar. You can just disable the sidebar completely. You can hide that at least. Here's the hide the social bar, then that whole thing is gone if you don't like it. You can minimize the navigation up there. As you can see, then it's hover over again. You can, following to channels, you can swap the sidebar positions, that is on the other side, and everything's switched. All that kind of stuff. And you can change the top navigation bar color as well, which is an interesting thing if you want to. Then we have, last but not least, whispers, where you can hide whispers in embedded chat, hide whispers in theater mode, minimize the whisper UI, that's down here, like that cool little button. If you click on minimize, then that would be hover over as well, like the top bar was just now. And then you can position that whole thing on top, then it would be over here on top of the screen and not down there. Yeah, and last but not least, there's the save and restore function. So if you have something going on, you can just change that there. And that's everything you can do with FrankerFaceZ. So, and everything that you've seen with the additional stuff, like the Better Twitch TV emote integration and the integration for GameWisp, that's with the add-on-pack, since the two main developers, Don Salvato and Stendek, don't want to have their apps so cluttered, and they don't want to fight with Better Twitch TV. In my opinion, FrankerFaceZ is way better than Twitch TV. You should definitely switch. You have, as a broadcaster, you have way more emotes. The only thing is that I don't really like. Better Twitch TV supports GIF emotes, which FrankerFaceZ does not. So that's also why I have the add-on-pack. You don't need both add-ons, like FrankerFaceZ and Better Twitch TV. You can just use the add-on-pack, which is also performing pretty good. It's created by Lord Mouse. He's a German programmer, and he does a great job. You can message all 3 of them on Twitter at any time if you've got any questions, and they will answer and come back to you as soon as possible. So yeah, if you got any more questions, just ask one of those 3. Thanks for watching, and yeah, see you next time.